Monetizing your YouTube channel can feel like a roller coaster, especially at the beginning. Get ready for a reality check as I reveal the harsh lessons that I've learned on YouTube during my first month. Hey SheEOs, my name is Melissa, and a little bit over 30 days ago, I hit publish on my very first YouTube video, all with the dreams of building an empire. Today, well, let's just say reality had other plans. But here's the thing. I'm in this for the long run. So every single day that I've learned something, I've applied something different, and it's exactly what I'm going to be sharing with all of you guys today. Before I dive into what I've learned this first month of me being on YouTube, let me just tell you what this series is going to be about. Every single week, I will be documenting my journey, the wins, the lessons learned, the breakthrough moments, and everything in between. This isn't going to be one of those videos saying, oh my god, my first month on YouTube, $10,000. This is going to be raw, unfiltered, nothing but honesty of what it takes and what it means to build something on YouTube with zero experience. And I'm bringing you along for every authentic moment. So here's some perspective. The average YouTube creator takes from 12 to 18 months to gain the required criteria to get monetized on YouTube. So here's where I'm at just 30 days after starting my YouTube journey. I have 7 uploaded videos, I have 86 subscribers, 6 hours of watch time, and a total revenue of 0. But honestly, I think this is pretty good. So let's start with the basics, because when I started my YouTube journey, I had no idea the requirements that it took to actually get monetized. So to achieve this, you actually need 5 things. You need 1,000 subscribers, you need 4,000 watch hours in the past 12 months, so 365 days. You need an approved AdSense account. You obviously need content that follows YouTube policies. And lastly, you need to live in a country where the program is available. So right now I'm at 93 subscribers, and today it's been a little bit over the 30 days. So to be honest, on my day 30 of my YouTube journey, I was at 87 subscribers, which still means I need over 900 more to hit the first milestone. I've also gotten 6 hours of watch hours under my belt, and for this I need 4,000. Now before you think, well, that's a lot to go, remember that most creators take over a year to get there, and I'm just getting started. So to put things into perspective, gaining 87 followers within the first 30 days of my YouTube journey is actually a little bit ahead of the game, especially because the average creator only gains 10 to 15 subscribers a month, obviously at the beginning. So while I've got a mountain to climb, I think I have, reached some momentum, and I'm climbing it a lot faster. But here's what other creators don't really say about YouTube and monetization. And I think that it's getting into those numbers, getting the 1,000 subscribers, getting the 4,000 watch hours is just like an entry fee. The real game is building something sustainable, something that will last a lifetime, something that you can also use to build multiple streams of income. Because relying just on AdSense, I personally think is unsustainable. Okay, so how did I approach setting up for success? Well, I thought I was being smart. I spent weeks planning my content calendar. I invested in a couple of panel lights, nothing too fancy, but just enough to get me rolling and into the mood of starting my YouTube channel. I researched keywords, planned thumbnails, wrote descriptions, all around the 3 topics where I feel I have a lot of leverage on, which is 20 years of marketing experience, certified in remote high-ticket sales, and the mindset that needs to be acquired to work well within these spaces. I was ready. I created a dedicated space at home. I scheduled filming. I mentioned in an earlier video that I was batching videos on Sundays, and I even meal prepped so that I had no excuse on those Sundays, like today, for me to get into my YouTube. And I know I have less than 100 subscribers at the moment, but I'm still treating my YouTube channel as if it were $1 million business. And you know what? This part I actually got right. Having systems in place since day one actually helped me when everything seemed to be going sideways. So if you're just getting started, do not skip the foundation work. I know it's not sexy, I know it's not fun, but it's fundamental if you want to be successful on YouTube. Now, for the part where I share what I've learned, because even when we think we're doing great, there's still space to grow even further. Which takes me to the lessons learned on my first 30 days on YouTube. And this takes me to lesson number 1, which to me is more of a confirmation than a lesson learned. And it's that consistency is queen. I plan to upload twice a week on my YouTube channel, and it was going to be Wednesdays and Sundays. And you know what? I actually stuck to that content calendar and delivered consistently for the entire month. But here's what I learned. Consistency isn't just about showing up. It's also about choosing a realistic schedule you can actually maintain. I could have been ambitious. I could have said, I can upload 4 or 5 times a week. But let's be real. I still have a 9-to-5 corporate job that I have to attend to. And life gets in the way. It's not like filming is the only thing that we have to do on YouTube. There's editing, there's planning. So I felt comfortable with 2 videos a week. And that's what I've stuck to. So my advice to you is to stick to something that you can actually commit to on the long run. Even if you're sick, even if you're bored, even if you're doubtful if this is the right thing to do, just choose something and stick to it. And here's a SheEO tip. And honestly, this strategy saved me during my 30 days. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. You see, during my marketing career, I've discovered the power in batching content and taking advantage of those energy peak moments that us women naturally have. Week 2 of my YouTube journey, I got the worst cold. I looked like crap. I sounded like I just swallowed gravel. I didn't have any type of energy. And if I had committed to uploading 2 videos a week, during a whole week, I could not film, edit, or do anything. But you know what saved me? The fact that when I started YouTube, I didn't film 2 videos to start with. I had 5 videos already batched in my cell phone ready to be edited. And if I hadn't done that previously, then my consistency on the channel would have been shot. But because I had batched those videos during my first week, I had videos that were ready to go. And I could stay in bed, recover, feel, and still show up on schedule. And that's when I realized that batching wasn't just about efficiency, it's about protecting the consistency. So now when I double down on this, when I'm feeling creative or extra energized, I don't film 2 videos on a Sunday, I'll go ahead and film 3 or 4. And if I don't think that I want to film or the lighting is wrong, well then I'll write a couple of extra scripts or redesign some thumbnails or just educate myself on YouTube. I mean, whatever it is, but I just, fully commit to what I'm doing on the channel. And this way I know that I will show up consistently on my channel and it doesn't matter what life has in store for me. Now, lesson number 2 is critical, and this one almost killed me. And it's that done is better than perfect. The first 2 or 3 videos that I was filming, I would film them, refilm them, re-edit, erase, start over. I would criticize everything. The lighting, my hair, my shirt. I would even, go back on the videos, and if I said right or a couple of times, I'd be like, no, this is, this doesn't work anymore. And we all know that perfect is the enemy of done. So after that 3rd video and realizing that it was taking me 3 days and not just one Sunday to film a couple of videos, I just realized that this was unsustainable and that I just had to get better every time at filming, and I would get more comfortable in front of the camera, but that I could not look for more excuses to not post those first videos. And I know that I'm a perfectionist at heart, and it was really hard for me to overcome this. But if I didn't hit publish on that first video where maybe I was speaking a lot slower than I normally do, or if I looked a little cringe or even, scared to be in front of the camera, I kind of convinced myself that I would eventually get better. And the same will happen to you. If you decide to start on YouTube, please don't be paused by perfection. You will get better every single day. And speaking about perfection, this is what really matters in this second lesson on YouTube. And it's that your audience doesn't need perfect. I'd rather somebody say, oh my God, I relate to her, or she gets me, than, ooh, she's too perfect. I can never, join her journey, or I can never do whatever she's doing. What our audience needs, what your audience needs, and what you guys need is for me and for you to be one step ahead. I don't think that anybody on the internet is looking for like another guru, to put on a pedestal. People are just looking for authenticity. And speaking of authentic, I created an entire video about the imposter syndrome and how the imposter syndrome really flourishes when you're not being authentic. So go watch that. When you're authentic, people can perceive that, even if it's through a cell phone or a computer, whatever it is that they're watching you on. And when you're perfect, people kind of admire you from a distance. And you want to be relatable. So I really think that authenticity is a superpower and never a weakness. Now, lesson number 3 is learning that your voice matters more than your experience. Who am I to teach anything? I don't have 1 million subscribers, but I have all this experience and knowledge. Does this even sound familiar? I know it does. That voice you've probably heard saying similar things in your mind. That voice in my head, questioning every single thing that I was doing, stopped me from starting this journey on YouTube for many years. Scared of the tips I was going to share. I was scared to be judged. I was scared to be a complete flop on this. And when I started, it actually almost made me hide behind disclaimers instead of owning my expertise. But here's what I realized, and I kind of touched it on lesson 2, and it's that you don't need to be perfect, you don't need to be a guru, you don't need to have all the social proof and evidence to help somebody else. People need someone, and I think prefer someone, who's walking that same path just a few steps ahead. I remember I saw a creator on here on YouTube called Alex, and she said that she had started her journey because she had seen Silver and Solo's journey, and she thought, well, if she can do it, I can do it. And if Alex can do it, then I can do it. And with that type of content that Alex and Silver and Solo put out there, I related, I was inspired, and you can do the same as well. Lesson number 4 is that your community starts way before the comments. When I first started on my YouTube journey, I was so concentrated on creating content that I almost forgot the most important part. People that are actually deciding to follow you on YouTube. At first I thought that building a community was, responding to the comments, replying to their questions, and having massive engagements. But now I've learned that starts way before. Every single one of my subscribers made a conscious decision to hit that subscribe button. Building a community isn't just about managing comments. It's about speaking directly to your audience in every single video and asking questions even if you don't get any answers, and creating content that might help 1 or 10,000 people. So to my subscribers, thank you. You took a chance on somebody with 0 track record, and here we are following this journey together. That really means everything to me. You're not just numbers, you're not just analytics, you are the foundation of what I'm doing here. Lesson number 5 is that your design consistency, your SEO, are your silent ambassadors. Now this is where my marketing background really paid off. I know that design consistency goes beyond just looking pretty. It's about building instant brand recognition and trust. You know, having one video with bright colors, the other one being really dark, having a combination of fonts, it just looks immature, it looks confusing, and it won't let your audience kind of get to know you and your style. But optimization goes beyond the thumbnail. My channel art, my video descriptions, my templates, they all follow the same design language. This is who I am, what I like, what I speak about, and the value that I provide. And that brings me to YouTube SEO. Because yes, the thumbnail matters, but so do the descriptions and the titles. Because those are the elements that allow your video to be discovered. So let me make a comparison. A generic title might be something like My Morning Routine, versus a better title would be Productive Morning Routine for Entrepreneurs with Kids. That second title actually speaks directly to the pain points and to the person that needs that video, and the YouTube algorithm knows exactly who to push that video to. So remember that great design gets that click and that view. But great SEO makes the video get in front of the right audience. So my tip to you is to combine beautiful design and consistent design with strategic optimization. And you're not just hoping for view. And that way you'll systematically build a YouTube channel that is recognizable and discoverable. And I promise you that the YouTube algorithm loves this. So now let me share what I've done that's actually working and how I'm going to double down on them. You know, because despite being a complete beginner on YouTube, some things are going better than expected. So the first thing that I'm going to do is continue posting twice a week, being consistent. You know, I say this all the time, is that consistency compounds. Even if you're not getting the views, even if you feel like you're in a consistency desert and you're bored out of your mind because you're not getting the results, be consistent. I'm also taking advantage of my energy peaks and will continue to batch content so that I can have those days off when I just don't feel like showing up. I will continue using templates for my thumbnails, and I will continue using my standardized intro and outro that I've been using on all of my videos. And of course, I will write down every single video idea that I have and include it into my content calendar. I want to get better at encouraging engagement. So I will try to ask more specific questions in every video to encourage a discussion, because I know that I'm building a community, not just uploading content. And the most important thing that I'm focusing on during my YouTube monetization journey is not focusing on outcomes. Instead, I'm focusing on my process goals and the things that I can actually control. So while I do look at the metrics, I use that information to create better content, not so much for it to encourage me to continue creating content. You know, the plan hasn't changed and shouldn't change. I will continue sharing my journey alongside my marketing, sales, and mindset. You know, because as creators, we shouldn't be obsessed with getting 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month, which is an outcome goal that doesn't depend on me. There are all these outside factors. We should focus on process goals like actually being consistent with uploading 2 videos onto your channel every single week. And even try things like redesigning your thumbnails so that you can get a better click-through rate. You know, I've probably said this a couple of times during this video, but consistency really does compound. And when you consistently hit your progress goals, the outcome goals take care of themselves. You know, I can't force people to subscribe, but I can force myself to create content in the hopes for those subscriptions. I've always believed that ad revenue is just one piece of the puzzle, which is why I'm already planning on my affiliate links, and I'm also working on a couple of digital products. Because the goal isn't just to get monetized, it's to build a sustainable business. I obviously want to grow my channel even further and have better numbers. So I will be uploading a second version of my thumbnails to see which one of the designs perform better and then optimize the rest from there. Okay, SheEOs, this is where you come in. I don't want this to be a one-way conversation. I want to be able to build something amazing together. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm calling this the SheEO Success Story Challenge. And here's how it works. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. That notification bell is going to be crucial. In the comments below, tell me your biggest entrepreneurial struggle. It could be starting your business, growing an audience, monetizing your skills, overcoming fear. Whatever it is, just let me know in the comments below. Step 3 is to share this video with at least one person that you think might need to hear this. And here's the exciting part. At the end of the month, I'll select 3 of you guys to receive a 30-minute consultation with me for free. We'll tackle your specific pain points and create an action plan for you to follow. I might not be YouTube famous, but I'm a hell of a strategist. But honestly, the real prize isn't that strategy session. It's being part of a community of women that want to build something sustainable and something meaningful. Every comment, every share, every bit of engagement helps this channel grow. It means I can create better content for every one of you guys. I'm not just trying to get monetized. I'm trying to build something that can change lives. Your life, my life, and the lives of every single woman that finds this channel and feel she can build her own empire and become a SheEO too. So make sure to subscribe and follow this journey with me. Remember to comment your biggest struggle and share this video. And if you want to dive even deeper into concepts like marketing, sales, and mindset, I've got dedicated videos on overcoming the imposter syndrome, mastering consistency, setting process goals instead of outcome goals, all linked in my description below.